Welcome back everybody, this is the Diorama series, this is part 10. So far the rest of Black Templar is finished and it's time to crack on with the sword. I'm starting with Temple Guard Blue here, applying it as a glaze to build up the colour gradually. I'm focusing on the top right half of the sword and the bottom lower half to start creating a glowing energy effect. Now it's time to add Gauss Blaster Green. We're going to apply this halfway into the Temple Guard Blue. I want the transition to stay nice and smooth, and that's where a wet palette really helps. As you go back to the Temple Guard Blue and blend the edges for a cleaner gradient. Now for Abaddon Black on the opposite side of Gauss Blaster Green, and this gives the blade a nice contrast and depth. If the transition feels a bit harsh, I just go back with some Thousand Suns Blue to help smooth it out, and remember to let each layer dry properly before moving on. Patience really pays off here. Now I'm going back in with Gauss Blaster Green, and this is to start highlighting the edges of the sword. This is where it really starts to pop, and so take your time here. Clean, deliberate strokes make all the difference. And finally, I'm using white sky for the sharpest edge highlights and those diagonal energy lines across the blade. Try not to overdo it here, less is more. Be patient and make sure all your lines follow the same direction for a clean, consistent look. One last thing before we wrap up. I'm adding a bit of Leadbelcher to the node at the centre of the blade. It gives a metallic pop and ties everything back together. Now all I need to do is put the blade arm on, and I need to put the backpack on. And there we go. The Imperial Fist and Black Templar for my first ever diorama is completed. I just need to finish up some aliens now and make sure this diorama is truly epic. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.